Welcome back to the 3 packs a day experiment. Today is a little different. Last time was a little different. Why are things so different? Well, it turns out that the quads that I have been using for this experiment, each of them is broken in a different way. Turns out when you fly a quad a bunch of times and crash it a bunch of times, it tends to break. So today we are flying one of the last unbroken quads that I have, and I hope it stays that way because this is my quote unquote 160 mile an hour quad. This is the 6S 2700 kV quadcopter that was sent to me by guys that goes by Phantom FPV on YouTube. Thank you, Phantom, for sending me this. And this is not, it's a weird one. It's a weird one. And I'm recording this using the Insta360 One X because as long as I have to jury rig a GoPro holder on top of a quad that kind of wasn't designed to hold a GoPro, why not just stick a 360 cam on top of it? Let's do this. One of the questions, oh my God, it's so powerful. One of the questions, it's so fast. It's too much up tilt. One of the questions that people ask is, don't you do better? Wow, I need a throttle limit on this thing for freestyle. Holy shit. Don't you do better if you fly consistently? And the answer, oh, this is ridiculous. I'm barely in the throttle at all. I gotta set up a throttle limit, but if I land, I won't be able to get back off because it'll tip over. Let me just see if I can adjust to it. Don't you need to fly the same quad consistently? Doesn't it hurt you if you mix it up? And there is some truth to that. If you're constantly adjusting to a new quad, then you will have trouble getting consistent, getting better. And the sort of ultimate expression of that, I think, is Mr. Steele, who flies the same gear. Wow, I'm just climbing. He flew the Alien forever. And then he switched to the Apex, but he's flown like 2 frames in his whole life. This gets up so high. This is stupid. And he likes his gear to be just really consistent. But not all of us can do that. And there certainly is some benefit to trying different things, you know, and finding find out what you like, find the pros and cons of different situations. So the ability to fly a different quad and kind of get adjusted to it quickly and learn that, like, obviously the rates here are the same, but this is a bottom mount battery. There's way more up tilt than I'm used to because the 533 frame just doesn't support less than, like, I don't know what, 35, 40 degrees, I don't know what it is. So I think there's, oh geez, whew, I saw that coming. The ability to adjust to a new thing and get better at it. But the freaking, the rates are my rates. It's just the throttle is so sensitive. Just you touch the throttle. I don't think I've gone above half throttle. I guess the black box will tell in the end. 3.7 battery. I can keep flying this. I don't know how long I've been flying. I can't see that if there's a timer on screen. I haven't really done freestyle. I've just talked out my rationale for flying a different quad. But the real answer is just I need to get 3 packs a day in, and I don't have a quad working. So this is the one I'm going to fly. Let me land this. So I am going to put a throttle limit on it because I just feel like I'm just not getting any throttle resolution. It's just so powerful that the minute I touch the throttle, it just bleh. And I've got that set up in my quadcopter so I can do a throttle limit. Let's just set the throttle channel to max, and I've actually got it set up so I can use this knob to change myself between 75% throttle and 50% throttle. It says 0% there, but 0 is, see, it's 50. 0 is the middle position. And I think we're just going to try, well, we're on 6S 2700 kV. If we were to take this to about 65% throttle, then we'd be roughly, that's about 75%. We'd be at roughly 4S. So let's see if that takes the throttle back to more like a 4S battery. At the end of the day, the goal is stick time. Oh yeah, that's more like it. Now you're not going to see any difference because as far as the flight controller, oh, you will see a difference. Yeah, no, you'll see a difference because I did the throttle limit on my transmitter. So you'll just see me not raising the throttle as much. But from my perspective, I'm using the full throttle range. It just is lowered how far the channel goes. I honestly question how much benefit I'm going to get from this because I'm just going to spend the entire 3 packs getting used to this throttle response and this power. Normally this quad is extremely lightweight, but with the Insta360 on here, well, I got to tell you, it still feels fairly lightweight. How much can I do my same moves? That's an interesting... Okay, so here's what we're going to try today. I'm going to try the same things I do with my other quad and see how much this quad affects it. The tune is not quite right because it was tuned without a GoPro on it. See, that's a move I do. It was tuned without a GoPro on it, so I see there's a little bounce back on the flips and rolls. Oof, I don't want to put it in the ground. How much does it just kind of look like JB doing freestyle, even though it's a completely different quad? I'm always rolling to the same side, aren't I? This thing flies amazing. This thing flies amazing. It's ridiculous. 3.7 volts. I have no idea what my flight time has been. I could probably go a little more. It's so fun to do these swooshy swoops with this quad. I'm not a fan of this camera, I gotta tell you. It's such high contrast, and like here, like if I were trying to fly into these trees, like where, I just feel like I can't see any detail. Like I don't feel confident going into them. As I come through here, the power lines disappear. See in the trees? I can't see the power lines here, but I can't see them as I get over there. Now it's better because the sun is effing up the exposure. This is the Nano 2, I believe, the Runcam Nano 2, and I'm... Whoops, that's battery sag. Okay, it's time to bring it in. See, I expected to be not falling that much there. Last pack. Yeah, so, honestly, I fly different quads all the time. It's kind of the fate of a reviewer. People say, well, you want to get good, you have to fly the same quads all the time to get good. It's the fate of a reviewer that you don't have the luxury of flying one quad all the time. You're always trying different things. But a lot of the quads I fly are similar enough. They're like 5-inch, 4S or 6S, that it doesn't require a lot of adjustment to get used to them. This is a completely different beast. It's not just a matter of changing your timing a little bit on your rolls. It's so fast, so powerful, and so responsive, even with a throttle limit on it. Where's the camera? I'm not a fan of this camera. Even with a throttle limit on it, that obviously this whole session is just being set noodling around. Noodling around, getting used to it. Shit. It really just... If I felt more confident with the camera, like I want to go in here and do this power loop, but like I just can't I'm just losing. Where's that branch? You see that? This branch here is just totally getting lost against the tree. It's just, I can't. This camera is probably great for racing, where all you're doing is hitting gates, but I just don't think it's a great freestyle camera. .8. Ooh. I'm rolling to the right this time, not the left. Let's go to... Oops, a little pitch forward helps you get out of that, doesn't it? Ha! It's crazy. People said, why do you always pitch forward? Why don't you pitch back? So I've been working on pitching back a little bit. Or pitching, yeah. You know, I do feel like I've gotten more confident on those moves, even though this is a different quad. I've gotten the feel for the physics a little better, like how much hang time you have. Woo! There you go. 3 packs a day, guys. Okay, well, so you can adjust to a different quad. Hang on, let me land it. Oh, even right side up. What about that? Well, what did we learn today? Flying a different quad takes some time to adjust to. And when the quad is this different, it takes more than 3 packs to adjust. Did I get any better today? Well, you know what? Maybe I didn't get any worse. I mean, you know, any stick time's better than none? I don't know. This quad is insane. I'm really happy to have been able to share a little bit of freestyle on this amazing quad with you guys. I really feel like it's shaping my opinion of what a freestyle quad can be. Even though this exact quad probably is a little too far out for general use, it is making me think about what you could do to get weight down and how much better a quad would fly if it were lighter weight. Also, I'm super psyched to see how this footage from the Insta360 One R comes out. So, apparently Joshua in the past thought he was going to get out of this video without paying the bills. There are links to the products used in this video down in the video description, including a full build list for this quote-unquote 160 mile an hour quad. I say quote-unquote because exceeding 100 miles an hour is not allowed by FAA regulation, so of course it would not be legal to do that. But there's a link to that video where I originally flagged this quad with a full parts list, and there's a link to the Insta360 One R. Those are affiliate links, and I get a small commission if you use them, and it sure does help me out. Okay, Joshua, back to your little whatever you were doing. Hope you guys enjoyed watching it. I sure did enjoy making it, and that's going to do it for today. Happy flying.